Hi, I'm Texas attorney Dan Lazarine. I'd like to discuss expunctions in Texas. I'd like to talk about what exactly that means, how do you get an expunction in Texas, who qualifies, and how does the process actually work. First of all, we hear the terms expungement or expunction from time to time. It means the same thing, okay? An expunction in Texas means a court order for government agencies who have records related to an arrest and other events that follow an arrest, like a prosecution, in order to delete those records. So that's what we're going for, and that's what we mean when we talk about an expunction of criminal records, the deletion of those criminal records. Okay, so who can get an expunction? Well, let me just begin by saying the statute is pretty complicated. There are a lot of different conditions and other factors that have to be considered when evaluating any specific set of circumstances. So if you think you may qualify for an expunction for a case, I'm going to encourage you now to call an attorney immediately and discuss your specific set of circumstances. So broadly speaking, a person who is entitled to an expunction, they fall in a couple different categories. So the first category is when someone gets arrested but is never charged. So you get arrested, never get charged with a crime, never go to court. You're entitled to get those records of that arrest erased or expunged, but there's a waiting period involved unless the DA agrees. And the waiting period depends on what type of offense. So if it was a Class C misdemeanor, for example, the waiting period is currently 180 days. If it was a Class A or B misdemeanor, you're looking at a wait period of 1 year. And again, that's if the DA does not agree to waive that waiting period. Another time you could be entitled to an expunction of records is if you got arrested and you actually did get charged with a crime, but that charge was later dismissed because it was filed due to some sort of mistake or false information, or it was filed despite there never actually having been probable cause for that offense. So this is a very narrow means to get an expunction. It doesn't apply a lot of times, and that's because, in my experience, there's got to be a finding that that charge was dismissed because there was not probable cause. The most common way that someone is entitled to an expunction is when they get arrested, charged with a crime, they go to court, but for one reason or another, the DA eventually dismisses that case. So once the DA dismisses that case, you will be entitled to an expunction of those criminal records. The only issue is you have to wait until the statute of limitations expires. So for a misdemeanor, say someone's charged with possession of marijuana, it's Class B misdemeanor, the statute of limitations is 2 years. So if you get arrested, go to court for 9 months, your case gets dismissed. By the law, you're not entitled to an expunction until the statute of limitations expires, meaning until 2 years after the date of that arrest. Again, though, unless the DA agrees. So in some jurisdictions, for example, Harris County, if circumstances warrant, sometimes that district attorney in Harris County will review everything and agree to an early expunction. Another time you're entitled to an expunction is when there's an acquittal, meaning you're found not guilty at trial. You can actually get an automatic expunction filed within a few weeks. You don't even have to pay a filing fee. How does it work if you're entitled to an expunction? You've got to file a new lawsuit. So a petition for expunction of criminal records, it's got to be filed in a civil district court, or if it's a court of general jurisdiction, then a district court in that county. You got to get a hearing date. There will be a hearing, and all of those agencies who have records of your arrest and prosecution will be ordered to either voice their objection or eventually, once the judge orders it, delete all of their records. If you think that a case that you previously had is available for expunction, call immediately or visit our website. We'll talk to you soon.